If you're not creating a divot after the ball with your irons, then you're making the game harder than it needs to be. Essentially, you can manage to strike the ball off the fairway and get the ball in the air without a divot, but it's an incredibly difficult thing to do. What it means is the bottom of your swing is either just before the ball or right on the ball, and you're having to really gauge the height of the bottom of your swing. Whereas ideally, of course, we would have the bottom of our swing in front of the ball and we're pressuring down and through. And we know from the Golf Coach app, there's a whole set of movements that help us create this. In fact, on that app, there's a whole section on creating the right impact dynamics. So with an iron, we know that the bottom of the swing arc needs to be forwards of the ball. And in order to create that motion, as we come into the ball, our weight needs to be forwards and the club needs to be leaning forwards as well. That way we'll get the ball first and then pressure into the ground, creating our divot. If our weight isn't moving forwards or the club is leaning backwards, then sure enough, the bottom of the arc will be behind the ball and then you're moving up on it and trying to scoop it. Of course, we would also not create a divot if we're not staying in posture through the hit. So in that case, I start in this posture, but through the ball I start standing up, obviously not pressuring into the ground. Well, those are the technical areas, and you can deal with those in isolation, but a lot of the time those technical areas come from a poor understanding and a poor level of skill around that control through impact. So if you really want to improve your strike, it's well worth doing the exercises from the app. So that is learning to chip the ball a long way, learning to chip the ball further, and really developing that motion and control of the club shaft through impact. And once you've put enough time into that, you'll start creating the correct internal representations when you stand over the ball. So what I mean by that is your brain will start creating the right kind of shapes through the ball without you really having to think about it.